Thank you for joining us for Northern BC Moments, a CKPG News special, as we take a look back at the lighter and more heartwarming stories of the year. One of the biggest stories of 2017 was the displacement of Caribou residents due to the forest fires. Prince George residents opened their hearts and their homes. STADEL's property became a tiny village with 17 guests and their livestock.
They share stories and jokes, enjoying each other's company on an acreage just east of Prince George.
Oh, right, good.
All were evacuated from Williams Lake. What brought them together was their animals. STADEL opened her home and property to 17 evacuees and their livestock.
They were asking for transport drivers to haul horses and stock out of the Williams Lake Stampede grounds to Prince George. So I got on their permitted list. I had 2 trucks, 2 trailers. The animals landed here and then people started coming in with their animals.
Each of the evacuees brought their livestock with them. Included are these 6 sheep, 31 horses, a pig, a bull, and countless cats and dogs.
It started off, everyone was fairly stressed, and you could just see, as the days progressed, they started relaxing and getting a little bit more into routine.
Sheila grew up in Williams Lake. Some of those staying at her acreage are relatives, but most are friends and acquaintances.
We've known Sheila for years, so it was no big deal to come here. It's just like being at home.
Every one of us were from the same neighborhood, pretty much. And though we didn't socialize together, we knew of each other, and so how can it not be good?
Sheila also opened up her property in town to a family of 7. She was prepared to help the evacuees on her own, but Prince George stepped up.
It's really overwhelming. There's been a lot of tears with just the outpouring of love and support from the Prince George and the community.
Hay, dog and cat food was donated. Shampoo, laundry soap, and various other items were also dropped off.
In spite of being away from your own home, it was so amazing the way Prince George welcomed us. They treated us like royalty. We were taken care of and never had a moment's worry. Food was supplied and Red Cross was here.
But bigger than that is the emotional support evacuees give each other. Each night they gather to socialize and have dinner.
This is a big, tight village. Eh? I mean, everybody's friends with everybody, and somebody needs something done, just dish in and get it done.
We didn't know everybody. We've now become really close friends, and we're talking about making this an annual get-together to share that camaraderie.
Hannah Tita, CKPG News.
Over 36 people felt renewed and cared for back in February after a local salon offered hair and nail treatments to homeless and low-income residents in Prince George.
Just a few centimeters off, and already Charlene Prince feels like a new person. The Prince George woman can't remember the last time she had her hair cut.
The other day I was wondering, gee, I wish I could afford a haircut, and here I am.
Prince was one of the nearly 40 low-income people pampered at Core Salon and Spa. Every few months, the business looks for ways to give back through their Core Cares program. Today, they teamed up with Positive Living North.
We are also doing manicures and some waxings for the girls or guys, whatever. We do have both. And cut and style.
I feel like I'm a millionaire. I feel like I've been pampered. I haven't been pampered like this, to be honest, ever. So it's kind of like an overwhelming feeling, and I just feel like crying.
Prince has been staying at Ketso Yo since December. She says people like herself are often forgotten.
So a lot of times homeless people get put down in that, and it's not their fault most of the time. Especially with high rent and that.
I just feel like I've been blessed to have my dream come true and own this company and do the things that I love to do. And I feel that you should use your blessing to bless others.
And it's time for the big reveal.
Oh my goodness. Here you see all my great. It's called wisdom here.
Yeah. Hannah Tita, CKPG News.
Many of us dream of winning big and the possibilities of what we could do with our winnings. Well, one lucky Prince George resident won a 60-second shopping spree at the largest Save-On Foods location in the city. And what he grabbed during that 1 minute may surprise you.
For many foodies, to have the opportunity to run around a grocery store for 1 minute and grab anything is a dream come true. The lucky winner from the Treasure Cove Casino and Save-On Foods 60-second shopping spree began brainstorming the moment he found out.
Well, I've been here a few times actually. Okay. Well, last time I brought my wife because she hadn't been able to come before, so we've kind of looked at things.
KAMRAN MEHRASSA had a tour of the soccer field-sized grocery store, checking out the thousands of items he could grab in those 60 seconds.
3, 2, 1, go!
Carts were placed around the store so he would be able to grab an empty cart anytime.
We had the whole store prepped because we truly didn't know which way it was going to go. So, I mean, cheeses are a big item that people will look for. Meats, obviously, is a huge one.
Many people expected MEHRASSA to run for the meat aisle, as it's the most expensive food item in the store. However,
I've been a long-time vegetarian, and I have a meatarian as my youngest son, and going up, my second son eats combination, and my wife is very little meat. So we've kind of tried to figure out what's the best thing to do, and also the longevity of the food.
Coffee.
KAMRAN MEHRASSA ran to aisle 5, where he chose to grab his favorite.
Shortbread cookie is my favorite, so I know, and then a bunch of teas and coffee, and also because we have a lot of nuts and dry food, so I figured that among 1 minute, it would be best to focus on one major area.
The Red Cross is also benefiting from the 60-second spree.
2 seconds, 1 second, done.
The Treasure Cove is going to donate the value of whatever Cam was able to grab to the Red Cross as well in support of the victims from the wildfires.
Some of the items he had was Walker shortbread, and he had, I believe it was 42 packages of them that scooped off the shelf, a bunch of Lipton teas, which he doesn't drink, it's all for his wife, and Tim Hortons coffee like crazy, and a whole bunch of olive oils.
I'm not sure about how to handle the buggy. That's one thing I should have practiced, where the buggy should be, where I'm pulling stuff out. But I think it was great. Whatever it is wonderful. It's a great event.
KAMRAN MEHRASSA had been able to collect just over $1,000 worth of free groceries and help raise money affected by the wildfire. Dave Branco, CKPG News.
Firefighters are often hailed as heroes, but many don't realize their extensive medical training. That training came in handy for one local firefighter who delivered a baby right in his own home back in April.
Kevin Gunning puts his life on the line as a firefighter every day, saving others from stressful and dangerous situations. But April 24th, he didn't think he would have to help in delivering his second child.
Her water broke. She was more frantic about getting water on the couch and ruining the couch, and she's get these blankets off and make sure you don't throw them on the carpet. It's good carpet, we want to save that.
From the time my water broke, she was probably born within 15 minutes.
Knowing that a hospital was out of the question, it was here in the Gunnings' bathroom that baby Riley was born at 9:36 p.m.
It's a small bathroom, and at one point I think we had 6 people in there, not including Tiffany and the baby. So yeah, there wasn't a lot of room to move around in there and get things done.
Kevin called for help getting assistance from some of his fellow firefighters. They arrived just in time.
Baby was out, she was crying. We had another firefighter suction the mouth and nose. Ambulance came, they clipped the umbilical cord. I got to cut it.
With Brooklyn, I had a very tough birth, so I had every emotion going through my head. I didn't know if she's gonna come out breathing, nothing, so I was pretty panicky.
And for Brooklyn, she's now a big sister.
Are you pretty excited to welcome a new sister into the world?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Was it scary though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Gunnings don't plan on moving from this home anytime soon.
Tiffany had mentioned that maybe we're stuck with this house now for sentimental reasons. Yeah, I wouldn't want to do it again, but overall the experience was a really good experience, and I think it has brought us closer together as a family.
Riley was born healthy at 8 pounds 2 ounces, and Kevin suggests he may have another career choice in his midst.
Everyone was really relieved that there was no complications. People are telling me I should be a midwife now. It's a joke.
Tyson Fedor, CKPG News.
Still to come on Northern BC Moments, a local group dances through the decades and a very special celebration for a centenarian. Studies show that dance can help one lose weight, maintain and improve flexibility, reduce stress, and of course, make friends. One of the oldest dance clubs in Prince George is celebrating its 60th anniversary. Despite a dwindling membership, the Northern Twisters Square Dance Club continues to dance on.
The side couple square through the floor now, out to the corner, make your way.
The music may sound unfamiliar to you, but these songs have been part of the Prince George dancing scene for more than half a century.
The center swing through, boys trade.
There were actually 4 clubs in Prince George. And when the old Civic Center was here, the old-timers keep telling me that they used to get 400 new dancers out for an evening of square dancers.
Boys run right, Ferris wheel into the middle you go.
Guy's COOPS has been square dance calling for the Twisters for several years. He recognizes it's a struggle to keep the social activity strong.
In your heart.
Too many other things to do. And yeah, square dancing is not as busy as it was at one time.
You element left your corner, turn partner by the right.
Dave Risky and dance partner TERRI-ANN traveled from Fort St. James to rub shoulders with other like-minded people.
Boys trade, swing the corner.
It's probably the friendship, and like it's got health benefits. Like it's good exercise, it's exercises the brain.
And here I'm lucky because there's lots of people that drag me around into where I'm supposed to be when I miss a move. In Fort St. James, we're all beginners, so we go a lot slower.
You walk around your corner, seesaw your own.
There's always somebody looking for a partner. And again, the other thing is we see a lot of ladies dancing together, not nearly as many guys dancing together, but if that's the way you dance, that's fine.
Center swing through.
To celebrate the 60th anniversary, the club's invited a couple of the world's top callers to its jamboree in June.
You love another, leave me
Dave Branco, CKPG News.
It's a huge milestone and one not many reach in a lifetime. Vicky Gutfriend was surrounded by friends and staff members at the Laurier Manor back in January as she celebrated her 100th birthday.
If I told you from the beginning to now, I could write a book like this.
She's quite the lively person. Looking at Vicky Gutfriend, it's hard to tell she's 100 years old.
I was always hyper. And when you're hyper, you're always on the go. I mean, you're not going to sit there.
The milestone birthday was celebrated at Laurier Manor today.
Sometimes we have an idea of what 100-year-olds are like, but as she shared, there's not much she hasn't tried to do. Vicky is fun, she's loving, she's got tons of energy.
Gutfriend wasn't the only one at the manor to make it to 100.
My husband was 109 months old when he passed away. But he didn't drink and he didn't smoke, which I didn't either.
After a lifetime of experience, Gutfriend has some advice.
If you make up your mind, you are going to do something, stick to it and do it.
And if you want to make it to 100,
take your ginkgo. That's your brain vitamin.
So it's a new year with new beginnings and a new goal.
I'd like to see if I could make another year, if we can, but it's up to the Lord. And because I've been twice, I met my Waterloo, but I'm still here to talk about it.
Hannah Tita, CKPG News.
The Prince Georgian District Senior Citizens Activity Center Society celebrated the completion of a 120-foot mural back in January. The mural is located on the back wall of the downtown center and depicts 20 of the society's members in various activities.
I just love this building. I love the people that are inside it.
Some time ago, TRIANDA Cuthbert wanted to show the public the Senior Citizens Activity Center is a place where seniors go to keep their spirits young. So she asked to have a mural painted on the outside of the building.
Our people are alive. It's not just breathing alive. They are alive. They have so much life left.
Friday morning, members of the community watched as Victoria Taylor cut the ceremonial ribbon. Taylor worked for 40 years at the center and was picked to have her image painted on the wall.
So I superimposed her now face on the old body, and then that's an original picture from, what, 1985 or something?
Well, it feels good, but I'm really not so fussy.
Judy?
Yeah, yeah.
That's you.
Yeah, that is me. I love the tag you've given me.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Well, everybody here is back from Palm Springs.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. That was a bit much, I admit. I'm glad to be further along so you can't be seen from 4th Avenue so easily.
They're always here for a good time, a good laugh, to be social.
The mural was paid for by New Horizons, an annual grant offered by the federal government. Dave Branco, CKPG News.
Coming up after the break, the story of a young basketball player whose life has been changed by a new team. For years, the Prince George Titans gave people the opportunity to play wheelchair basketball. But after the team folded a couple of years ago, there wasn't any access to the sport. Until November, when a new team called the Prince George Lumberjacks was formed, breathing new life into wheelchair basketball in Prince George, and more importantly, making the difference in one kid's life.
8-year-old Mason HEIN spends all week looking forward to Thursday nights. That's when he gets the chance to play wheelchair basketball alongside his brother and the rest of Prince George's new wheelchair basketball team, the Lumberjacks. The reason he gets so excited, well, it's pretty simple.
That I get to just come out here and have fun.
Playing sports isn't always fun for Mason, who uses a wheelchair because he was born with spina bifida, which has taken away the use of his legs. He tries to play sports with the other kids at school during gym class, but it's not the same as Thursday nights. Playing with the new Lumberjacks team is the only chance he gets to play a sport when everyone else is in a wheelchair.
His mum was just telling us how he's been counting down the days to this day so he can get out and just wheel around. I mean, obviously, in terms of any kind of teams, you hope that he'll pick up and carry on with that. But certainly when they're young, just getting out and having fun is really what it's all about, and it's wonderful to see that.
Mason's older brother Aaron is able-bodied, but enjoys getting into a wheelchair to play basketball every week. He knows how important Thursday nights are to his younger brother.
Yeah, he really likes them. He's always getting ready for them. After the practice, he's like, can we come again sometime? So he really enjoys it.
Mason's favorite part of playing wheelchair basketball is that he gets to play against his brother.
Because he actually tries to block me.
The two are pretty competitive on the court and aren't willing to give an inch, even when it comes to evaluating their performance.
Who do you think's better at wheelchair basketball?
Me.
Who's better, you or him?
Me.
They keep competing until the very last whistle, and you have to pry Mason off the court when it's time to go. But that's when the countdown to next Thursday night begins.
Coming up after the break, the sweet sounds of a seniors musical group. Playing an instrument has many benefits, including keeping your mind sharp and enhancing coordination. A group of local seniors can attest to that. They gather weekly to play one of the happiest sounding instruments around.
It started 5 years ago with 8 retired maternity nurses, and now, every Tuesday, up to 25 ukulele players meet at the Elder Citizen Recreation Center.
We started playing in the community to the old people's places, and people started coming to join.
Some members of the club consider these 4-stringed instruments to be relatively easy to play when compared to other instruments.
We learn the chords first, and then if you're really keen, you can learn to pick the tunes as well, but most of us just strum.
The ukulele club meets for an hour each week, but the friendships developed at the meetings last much longer.
Well, it keeps your brain active, I think. And if you don't overdo it at first, it doesn't hurt you at all. If you do it too much, you can get a sore wrist, you know, but don't do it a lot to start with, 10 minutes.
Once a month, the group takes their show on the road, playing at various senior home facilities.
And some get up out of their chairs that haven't. Some have talked that they haven't. So it's fun. It's just, keep it fun. Don't ever get serious. Just make it some fun.
The Ukulele Club is always looking for more members to help spread its sounds. Dave Branco, CKPG News.
Thank you for joining us. On behalf of the CKPG News team, we hope you've enjoyed this look back at some of the lighter stories of 2017. And from us to you, happy holidays and Happy New Year.